What if they're like
Who's Brendan
really
Urie
nice?
again? I'll be real.
Panic at the Disco.
Oh.
You can hear things. So is his drumming like drowning out our voices, or is it like?
Alex, stop drumming.
Did it come through at least?
Is it?
No.
I don't know.
You're the only one wearing headphones.
That doesn't mean I can tell the difference
We're
between
gonna
what's coming through
we're gonna
them
have to
or
listen.
not.
Hold on, we need to listen to that back.
All right, never mind.
Like the semen in my anus. Oh, all right. Oh yeah. Well, Critical Spectrum episode 24. Oh man, we should have done a Jack Bauer bit, like a 24, like.
Oh, that's what you're going for.
Critical Spectrum. Critical Spectrum is recorded on
in front of a live studio.
on Thursday, July 1st, between 7:32 and whatever the fuck.
I'll be real. I've never actually seen 24. How do they make a full like
you
multiple?
haven't seen 24?
Let me finish.
I haven't.
Let me finish. How they make? I'm gonna be dumb. I know it's already a dumb question. How would they make multiple seasons out of a show that only takes place in 24 hours?
Because each season is its own 24-hour cycle.
Yeah, you fucking idiot.
Of a terrorist event. So
yeah, really get their terrorist events on.
Well, think about it like
You're
this.
right, it takes them a whole day.
Your typical American.
that many?
Oh,
but your typical like television season, or at least back then, was probably like 24 episodes about. So
right.
that's an hour time span of events.
A literal hour in the show and in real life.
I better see like all like the monotonous stuff of just like, hey, I gotta go to lunch.
You're right. I gotta go take a piss. Give me a second.
Give me a second. But then it's like after they had a really bad like experience at a Greek place, so it's just him in the bathroom for an hour, and that's the episode.
But he's on the phone because he still has
nothing against Greek food. That was just what came to mind.
Right. There we go.
You said he's still on the phone,
He's
like
still
in
on
the
phone.
bathroom.
It's like, listen, the bomb's on 31st and Brainerd. Just go. Just go.
Oh shit.
Quick, someone called.
Oh fuck! Is that Alex down the street? I hear.
Oh shit! I don't think that's how that was. It
was it Alex on the
It was like Alex down the street.
Alex on the
street.
block.
It was friend down the block.
Alex from the block.
Alex on the.
Mal, you're gonna have to be real a lot closer. Than
wait! Alex on the block.
Do I need to be?
That sounds like it should be like that. Should be the rapper name, Alex on the block.
I want you to get close.
What was my rapper name?
It was Alex on the street.
I thought it was Alex from the block because like Jenny from the block.
No, it was
I'm not entirely sure.
We just said it on the way here.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like we have to get that close.
Is it coming through? Is he coming through?
I don't know.
Connor, you're supposed to know. You're wearing headphones.
I mean, I can tell the difference between what's coming through them or what I can actually hear.
You should hand me those headphones.
Give us headphones right now.
Fuck, man.
Don't make him move because then it's gonna.
I can stop it if you want and see, but
don't stop it. Just do
it.
This is all. You think we edit here?
You think we put effort and thought into the show?
This is Critical Spectrum, episode 24. My name is Matthew Lundeen. I'm joined here by
Colin Steele.
Michael Bergia.
The ticking time bomb. Alex on the block.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I like that.
We were discussing rap names before the show, actually.
That's what I was talking about. I can't remember what Alex's rap name was supposed to be.
Oh, it wasn't. No, it wasn't Internet Crime.
Oh no, it was Grow Up.
That's right. Yeah, because
right?
yeah.
Oh, shit.
The baby.
The grow up? Yeah.
The grow up.
Yeah, the grow up.
No, because we were talking
I
about.
grow up.
I grew up. Because we were talking about how every modern rap name is like there's like an 80% chance they'll start with little
or something about a tiny being.
Yeah.
Even Biggie Smalls, we thought. I was like, Biggie. I was like, oh, big. But then I was like, wait, but Biggie Small.
But I was like, why isn't there any bigs out there or giants, you know?
Yeah.
I turned 23.
I turned 23. My voice changed.
The grown up.
I grow up.
Pull up.
Oh, gosh.
Good shit.
Yeah, and some of those were inspired by obviously foreign rappers such as who did you play?
I don't remember the name. I think because that's the only song of theirs I've listened to. I think their name was. Well, let me just look.
I would say it should be recently played on Apple Music. Totally. No, I'm just kidding.
We're on, by the way, every Monday at 10.
Takayan, yeah.
Oh shit, that was a good. Damn, that was good.
The music video for this song that we listened to, "Cheating is a Crime" by Takayan, that is the only video I've looked at on YouTube where when you click on it, it gives you a like viewer discretion advised. You have to click again to like agree to like watch the video, even though I'm already logged in. I guess just because because the music video is, well, it's animated, but it's just this girl like continually like stabbing a pillow with a picture of her boyfriend on it to the beat of the song. And since the song, like, I guess the lyrics are like, you know, like them having been cheated on and then like threatening to like cut their penis off. I guess maybe like the subject matter, but I don't know. It's a banger.
Fuck. One thought cheating is a crime.
Grown
Cheating's
up.
a crime, bro.
I cut dick.
I fucked up.
I grow up.
Speaking of things that are Japanese,
Yo, what a segue.
Yeah, I was right. Jesus Christ.
exactly.
Chill, man. Damn.
The final Evangelion movie will finally be available outside of Japan.
And they tell you
next month.
3 times, so you better not forget
How
it.
do you know it's the final one, though?
I don't know. I just trust it. Here, you
They
want to
tell you 3 times in the title.
What, do they?
I mean, kinda actually. I mean,
that was the dumb joke of the title.
I mean,
but-
technically. I mean, here's the thing. The subtitle of the movie is called Thrice Upon a Time,
Yeah.
and since this is technically the 3rd time that Evangelion has ended, because there was the TV
Forgot about that.
because there was the TV series ending, which was controversial, then the end of Evangelion in 1997, and then there was the rebuild movies, which
Whenever
these are what
I
these
think
are.
of the word thrice, I just think of like an evil jester for some reason, going like thrice upon a time. I don't know. It just sounds like I don't know. Like, I have never heard anybody ever use thrice in literal like banter or conversations like at all.
Yeah.
So we've been the film, after like 9 to 10 years in development, the final Evangelion movie is like released in March in Japan. It was originally going to come out in January, but then there was a state of emergency in Japan because of COVID, and so it got delayed again. But then came out in March. Saw a huge success in Japan. It's like, I think, the highest grossing film in the series, and it's continuing to break box office records in Japan. Not quite dethroning the giant that was Demon Slayer the movie, but still doing pretty well. And then recently they released they actually released a new version in Japanese theaters, which has like some updated visuals and so I think a few extra scenes called, because the original film is Evangelion 3+1 Thrice Upon a Time.
What a fucking title.
Because
Hey, how confusing can we make this title? Yes.
well, because the funny thing is, every theatrical version has always been like, when it was released in Japan, it was always 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. But then when they did the Blu-ray releases in Japan, or you just like the special editions, by the time the Blu-rays come out, obviously most anime they've gone through and they've touched up the visuals. So those releases were always called 1.11, 2.22, and 3.33. This final one, the new theatrical version, is 3 plus 1.01.
I hate that.
And that is
As
the version.
somebody in IT, I fucking hate that.
Well, you know what my theory is as to why they did that? Because 4 in Japanese is like an unlucky number.
Yeah, but like, I guess. Like, I feel like it could have just like did like 3.9 repeating or some shit, because that's basically 4. Like, there's actually like a mathematical, like, people are arguing that 3.9 repeating is basically just 4.
Right.
You get to such a minute like difference that point 0.00001 that eventually
But it's
it
not
hits.
4.
I know, but like it's basically 4. So it's like they might as well just fucking did that.
But the biggest news about this is that, because I kept waiting for a theatrical release, since, you know, it's safer to go to theaters now. I was hoping that Funimation was going to get the rights, and then we were going to get a theatrical release. But this announcement today
Can I
was
pause you
that...
for just 1 second?
Yes, absolutely.
SiriusXM has called me 7 times in the last 4 days, probably about my fucking SiriusXM thing I got for free with my car, and they won't stop. I don't want it.
Just block them.
You know what? I've never ever blocked a number in my life.
Why
but
not?
Why not?
I don't know, but I probably should.
You probably should.
That, and there's another one called like Koski James. Like my phone.
Dude, my boy Koski James
has like been calling me as well. I'm like, who the fuck is? I'm like, if you don't leave me a voicemail, I'm never ever going to get back.
That's what
to you.
I'm saying.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Maybe
Koski
I'm gonna pick it up and it's
James.
gonna be like, I'm Morpheus. I'm telling you, you're in the Matrix.
take the blue pill.
Blue pill. I don't even remember which each pill does. Is that the good
I
one?
don't remember either.
The blue pill means you stay in the Matrix. The red pill means you wake up.
What if you ate both of them?
You probably just die.
You probably just die.
You OD'd right there.
You OD right on the spot.
And then you remember how a couple episodes ago we were talking about like shitty people like co-opting things and ruining them.
Mhm.
Wait, real quick, actually, how would you OD? How would you OD if you took them in
on reality?
in a virtual world?
Well, I mean, the Matrix, like that, you could potentially die from a drug overdose in the Matrix.
It's all in the mind.
Yeah, you can
though.
still like commit suicide and shit.
What if you don't OD, but you keep trying to go back, like you
Or
keep
you're
trying to
s-
wake
you're
up, but
stuck
you
in the
keep ending
middle.
up- yeah, it's like a
Oh,
little
it's just like,
purgatory.
I'm here now. I'm back.
like you're half in the Matrix but half not in. Like you know how they're in the pods. Like you kind of like when you go into a dream, like when you go to sleep in the Matrix, you wake up in the pod,
Sure.
and then and then you would eventually. Like,
Matt,
you,
what were you saying?
I was gonna say because we were talking about like people like co-opting things and doing shitty things with them a couple episodes ago, or it was something akin to that. But like the whole red pill thing got like co-opted by like conservative asshats who like would like say like if you red pill someone if you like convert them to like conservatism, not realizing the irony of doing that when both of the creators of the Matrix have like come out as trans women, and it's like, man, you don't understand what the Matrix was at all. But it's like but just the number of terrible people who will use the whole red pill thing as if it's such like a big win for them.
wake up call, man.
You gotta wake
Take
up.
that red pill.
Yeah.
Gotta wake up,
It's
bitch.
almost like red and blue isn't a common color combination in most
No, not at all.
things.
It's not like Halo has done that in the
It's
past.
not like
right?
every video game ever
Yeah.
has had red versus blue
Yeah.
or anything like that.
Great show.
But the biggest surprise with the whole Evangelion thing was that this actually is coming internationally because of Amazon Prime Video, which initially I got very worried because
Jeffrey Bezos.
Jeffrey Bezos.
Oh wait. Sorry,
You
you say
did
it
it.
from Amazon?
Amazon Prime Video is getting it. They're releasing it, but yeah, it's going to be released worldwide through Amazon Prime Video, which I guess the benefit is it goes everywhere instead of whereas like Funimation would probably just come to like America and some territories, and then other publishing companies would have to license it. Amazon Prime Video has a pretty wide reach. Here's the problem, though. In the past, when Amazon Prime gets a hold of an anime, they don't market it at all,
Mhm.
and also it'll take forever. They never dub anything.
Much like Vinland Saga, which I actually wanted to
Yeah,
finish, but I never
they're
did.
actually they're adding a dub to it now, but that's because Sentai Filmworks finally got the licensing rights.
Like,
to
but
it
it's
for
not
home
even the
video.
fact that they didn't dub it. It's just the fact that they, like, I knew it existed purely because I just happened to find it. Really,
Right.
Right.
there wasn't really any
Like
advertising.
you just randomly
for
find
it.
out about it. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't really promote it. Well, I mean, this is a different thing, but then again, Evangelion has a lot of public attention on it because everybody's constantly looking for it. Like, when does it come to the U.S.? When are we going to get it? But then I felt a little bit happier because it's coming out on August 13th worldwide, both in Japanese with English subtitles and 27 other languages, as well as dubs in English, French, German, Portuguese, Spanish, and Italian.
Shit.
And they're releasing, as well as releasing the final film, they're releasing the first 3 films on Amazon Prime Video as well, with those dubs.
Are they called once, twice? What?
No,
What
well,
was
the first film,
Twice upon a time.
Twice upon a time. Once
Twice
upon a time.
the other films in the franchise, the first one was called You Are Not Alone. The not is always in like parentheses because it's kind of like a you are alone, you are not alone. It's like a duality type thing. So you are not alone, you cannot advance, and you cannot redo. And so
I mean, clearly they did. They did 2 other movies.
but those weren't redos. But the point is, Point is,
And they thrice told them. Think about it. It's all
True.
connected.
God, I swear, Colin.
Look,
Jesus
am I
fucking
wrong?
Christ.
Oh, I'm wrong.
And what bothers me most about that is I feel like Amazon Prime isn't expensive, but it is at the same time. Because instead of being like, oh, I could just pay like $5 a month, it's like, yeah, you have to pay $100 right now
To be fair,
to
though,
get Amazon Prime.
Do you?
Amazon
Wait.
Prime is
Oh.
like a really good deal, though. For like
Like if you
that-
order
but, like,
a
shipping-
lot,
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if I don't use Amazon like ever,
right.
then
I
I'm
can give you
forced
my-
to pay
I can
$100.
give you- I
I
can
don't.
give you
worry.
my
I mean,
login.
Bella pays for Amazon Prime. I'm not saying for me it's
Matt.
an issue.
don't let Jeffy B hear you say that.
Yeah, he's gonna come after you,
Ah,
and you're gonna be sad.
fucking, he wasn't born in 1964 for nothing, man. He knows his shit.
Was he born in 1960?
We only
Yeah,
know
it
that we
was.
know that because we listened to the Bo Burnham song before the show. But,
I listened to it. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
The reason
was
this makes,
originally
the
in
reason
Wall
I'm
Street.
optimistic now is because if they have English dubs for the first 3, they're just going to use the dubs that Funimation already recorded. And
Are
if
you
that's
sure
the case,
about that?
but what the
What if they
reason?
redub it
but-
in the meantime?
Oh, don't stop! Shut up. The only reason I'm sure about that is because whenever Funimation has a release, typically Funimation releases are also available for purchase through Prime Video. And so I imagine they would use that. And also because if Amazon redubs it, they are going to get 2 fucking times the shitstorm that Netflix got for redubbing it. And believe me, I don't think the Netflix dub was terrible. I think I think Casey Mangillo did a wonderful job as Shinji, but you're never gonna beat the Tiffany Grant as Asuka, Spike Spencer as Shinji, or the woman who did the voice of Misato. Like, those are just the iconic voices of these characters, and they already did 3 really good, some of the best dubs that Funimation has done in years with these characters. And so I have to imagine that maybe Funimation has the home video rights. Maybe that's how they're getting it, and then they're going to record the English dub that way. I hope. If not, I'm going to be so sad, because it either means that we're going to get the original dubs and then a new dub with new people for the final film, which would be super fucking
Was
jarring.
thrice dubbed.
Yeah, he's actually not fucking wrong.
No,
That was
I mean
actually
he's
good.
not wrong.
See,
Technically
using
more
a
like 4
sentence.
times, because they actually did director's cuts
Thank you
of
for
the
that.
last couple
Mhm.
episodes where they had dubbed over certain characters again. But
And therefore, they thrice told the story, but with different casts.
I feel like
Thank
I
you
start
for
sweating every
interjecting
time that I
thrice.
do any type of topic, because Colin just interjects with this stuff, and then I just imagine you're on a bike and someone's just firing, just throwing rocks at you while you're on
this
a bike.
is what it's like. You're
This is
riding
how
your
we.
bike.
This is how we. Add our piece.
No,
to
but
these
see,
topics.
this is what it's like, Matt. You're riding your bike. I just have a fucking metal rod that I chuck into the spokes of the wheel, and then you fall.
And
But then he
I
gets back
trip.
up and starts writing again. So it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But he's just got a bag full of
Those rods.
Those rods.
Those steel rods.
Mhm.
So anyway, I'm excited. I told these guys that we should watch the Evangelion rebuilds together in anticipation. We'll do a culture core on those 3, and then we'll do a review so that we can be topical.
Matt, did you want to tell the lovely audience your other idea? That's the
Oh.
opposite of Culture Corner.
So retroactively, we're referring to the first culture core in which we discussed Dragon Ball Evolution as a new variant of Culture Corner that we're calling Culture Coroner.
Variant
What?
soon.
We'll
my
talk
God.
about that
Oh
in
my
2
God.
weeks.
Michael,
I just wanted to see
Jesus
if anybody was
fucking
going to see what I was going to
Jesus fucking Christ.
Loki, we'll talk about it in 2 weeks. Shove it. Actually, no, we won't, because you're going to be...
No, by that. Oh, the week after.
Well, no, because this was episode
Week
4.
after.
So
The week after. The week after.
Y'all can
no,
still do it.
but that's fine, because you'll get back the week that it's over.
The week after it's over.
Well, whatever.
That's what I'm saying. It's the week after it's over.
We'll figure out. We might have a guest to replace Michael for that week or something.
Josh.
Josh? Okay, Josh.
Josh.
You better wait for me for
Get
Loki.
Get friend of the show.
I
Josh.
don't even know if Josh has watched Loki is the thing.
Alex, have you watched Evangelion?
No.
That would be a negative.
Have you been interested in it before?
I've
That
seen
would be a
stuff
negative.
here
No,
and
I'm just
there,
kidding. I
but
thought he was going to
I
be
haven't
like,
really seen anything.
Would
And
you
nothing would be-
would you like to watch it with us when we watch? Would you like to?
We'll see.
We really did almost kiss there.
Yeah, right.
Oh boy.
By the way, if you want a visualization, just remember that Key and Peele sketch where the girlfriend's looking through his computer and dude is literally sweating bullets and whatnot.
Yeah, because
that can be your visual indicator of how much Matt is sweating right now.
fucking damn. My face is red because I'm embarrassed because Colin keeps interrupting me.
With
okay, man,
valid
you're doing great,
points,
you're doing
may I
great.
add?
Valid points.
Valid
You're doing
points.
great.
I'm just here. We're just lovers reuniting over the near the
Lovers
mic.
in a dangerous space.
When you start singing that song
That's a
from
good
from
game.
from
It's a good game.
from Hercules.
That's all you, man. I
Guys,
don't recall that.
I think this might be the
Unfortunately.
second or third time he's ever referenced it, and every time I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, that song. I
That
won't say it.
song.
I had this screaming.
The only thing I remember from Hades is the man with the blue hair, or blue fire.
I won't say it, no. You swoon, you sigh. Why didn't I?
Yeah, that one.
Oh.
It's too cliche.
Yeah, he's
I
like,
won't say I'm in love.
Is that from Hercules?
That was in Hercules.
Yeah, come on, Colin.
Why is it that
Look.
everybody around me is either dissing Hercules or not being fucking excited about Hercules?
All I remember about Hercules is Danny DeVito and
Good.
True.
how they don't accurately represent Zeus for the rapist he is.
That's like
Well,
everything.
I mean,
that-
yeah, it's like
honestly, that's like
everything.
everything that Zeus is
Look,
in,
look,
though.
look! You take all of Greek mythology. You got like a fucking 1,000-page book. You take everything that doesn't involve Zeus doing sexual predator thing. It's like 3 pages.
Blood of Zeus is the only Blood of Zeus, for as shitty as that show was, is the only thing that I think really delights in showing how much of a dumbass Zeus is.
Yeah,
Didn't he like fuck somebody as a swan?
yeah.
Yeah, he did.
What
Like that's more. I'd say
kinda
that's
like-
more on the person than the.
What does a
yeah.
swan penis
Colin.
look like?
I
Colin,
don't
you would
know.
know.
Fuck, I don't know, dude.
Colin, you-
All I know
It's
is
totally
that.
zero,
Bit of a dog penis.
Well, because every time I bring up certain animals,
No, just
there's like a-
cats. Because you
I-
bring up cats a lot, so I'm like.
I know, but
that was like the only. Yeah, as far as I know, that was the only time we
and
ever
ducks.
talked about
Like
that.
I'll bring up animals, and
Oh
there's
yeah,
like a
ducks are
50-50
corkscrew.
chance.
Yeah, that's
And there's a
right.
fi-
How the fuck do
exactly
you
there's
know
a
that?
there's
Wait
a
a second.
50-50
I don't know.
chance
Fuck.
that Colin
God's
will
like,
chime
I don't
in.
know. I heard
And
it
then
somewhere.
echidnas have 9, which are
Yeah.
8 or something like
What
that.
does?
Yeah,
Echidnas.
yeah, that's why Knuckles is everyone's favorite Sonic character.
Because he has 9 penises.
But
Yeah.
listen, that's what I'm saying. If you bring up an animal, there's a 50-50
I like
chance that
3,
Colin.
No, 3, really. But
Yeah, Colin. There's a 50-50
That's
chance
3 more than probably the normal human being.
that Colin
Yeah.
will know about what its penis looks like.
Yo, ducks are hung, man. Yo.
Wait, what are we talking about? We were talking about swans, bro. Look up swans.
Oh, swans.
Yeah,
Sorry.
come on.
I looked up ducks, but ducks are hung.
what were we talking about? Hercules?
What?
We were talking about Hercules,
Yo,
right?
swans are hung.
So yeah, Evangelion's coming out on August 13th internationally on Amazon Prime Video.
I'd be upset if they don't dub it with Danny DeVito.
Danny
Yeah.
DeVito
As
is
Shinji.
Gendo Ikari.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the main character.
Mm-hmm.
The angels are coming. The angels.
I'm a trash man.
I'm trash, man.
The clothes off. Pose off.
That was a pretty good Danny DeVito, actually.
Was it? I don't know.
I don't know, maybe
It's
not.
it's
I feel like it was gruff enough to be him.
yeah. It's not
but
as
it
good as
wasn't-
my. What was the impression I did the other day? It was really good.
I don't fucking know.
Oh shit.
What was the other one?
Dude.
Define the other day.
Like the last time we were driving in the car together when we,
Oh,
when we
I
were
don't
getting.
remember,
That's
man.
too much. That's too long ago. My brain has deleted that information since then.
It's when we were getting
Andy's?
the last time we got Taco Bell. Wait, no.
No,
That was way longer
That was a
ago.
long time ago.
Was it when you went up to Arlington Heights to
Wait,
Mitsu-
We
no.
were
that was
getting
Mitsua.
no. We were driving near like countryside, so
Near?
we were going somewhere to get. Was it McDonald's? No,
Was
we
it
weren't getting
Wendy's?
McDonald's.
Chipotle.
Chipotle. We were getting
Wow.
Chipotle, and I had an
Chipotle.
impression of someone, and you were like,
Yeah,
"That's
fuck,
actually not
wait,
that bad.
yeah,
That's
what
not
was
that bad."
No, it wasn't Michael Caine. Though,
Mike-
but-
Sean
No.
No, it was
Mm.
it wasn't Christopher Walken, was it?
Nah, it wasn't.
No. But I can do a pretty good Christopher Walken if I build up to it.
Cowbell. That was
What?
a great impression, Alex.
Michael, what the fuck was your second topic?
Oh, it was Rick.
Rick, oh yeah!
I remember because he
yeah.
burped. I was like, wait, that sounds like. I was like, what a nice Rick impression. I was like, wait a second.
It was.
Fuck. What good.
Oh wait, that's what was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was his Rick impression. Yeah, he did. Hey, that's pretty good. Wait, we talking about my topic now?
Well, I mean, you should probably take a break.
Michael, what was your topic? What was your topic, Mike? I'm losing it. Oh, jeez, Rick. I'm not so sure about shit. I won't say I'm in love Star Plane. I won't say I'm in love Star Plane.
How far are we in?
Like half an hour, 25 minutes.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, there's a lot of the stuff at the beginning, but
Yeah.
Hey, we're great at intros, guys. Like,
obviously.
Let's just be honest.
That was the best intro we've ever had in the show ever.
Yeah,
Ad break.
Ad break. Ad break.
Break.
We're gonna do all break. Oh.
Ugh, I can't believe we got lost in the woods during our hike that we always take during our ad breaks. I'm sure Michael is worried sick.
Matt, don't worry. We'll make our way back.
Hello!
Jesus Christ! Wait, Michael, is that you?
No. No! It is I, the podcast king of the forest. Have you lads heard of Anchor?
Yeah, we've been using it for months now.
Well, let me tell you, Anchor is a free podcast publishing service that lets you record and edit your podcast right from your home or computer.
Yeah, we already know that. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more.
Oh, so you've heard that one. But have you heard that you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership, and that it's everything you need to make a podcast in one place?
Yes, we know. Our audience also already knows that all they need to do to get started is to download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm.
Oh, I didn't know I was in the presence of such wise gentlemen. For your demonstration of knowledge, I shall show you the way out of these magical woods. It's that way.
Thanks?
Did he have his own theme music?
Yeah, where was it? Whatever.
Oh, hey, what happened, you guys? I've been waiting for like 2 minutes.
Dude.
Long story. Let's just get back to the show.
While we were away, I saw apparently there was a leaked Lego set for the new Spider-Man movie, and Spider-Man's got a new costume, and I don't think it looks.
It's just the Lego version, though, so I say wait till we see the full
But at least we know the color palette, and yellow is garish.
I mean, it worked well with Iron Spider.
Wait,
Yeah, well, how do you know that's not gonna be like an iron? Like that might not. It might not be yellow. It could be like a gold or something.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like it's not gonna be yellow.
That's
it's more
probably
gonna
be like a
gold.
more comic book accurate kind of thing.
Is no one gonna question what garish is, or does everyone else know but me?
I mean, I know what it's
garish
like
is?
bougie.
Yeah, it's like bougie. I didn't know.
You didn't
I was
know
hoping
that.
that somebody else
Bougie.
would say anything before I
And
said
for
something.
and for superhero comics' most renowned middle class superhero, I think garish is a little.
So I mean, he's got all the. I mean, he's got fucking the Iron Spider, and that's like fucking the highest tech thing you can have. So I mean,
Yeah, they inspire in the comics.
yeah.
The Iron Spider.
I'm sad.
Okay.
Because here's the thing: even if it looks cool in the set photos, they're just gonna paint over it with CGI for the whole film, and Tom Holland's never once gonna get up on a wire, and then I'm sad. So
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I like Tom Holland.
If it looks
That's
Mr.
Spider-Man.
Stark.
If it
I
looks
can't feel
cooler,
anything.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
That's fine with me.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like saying that like some other CGI thing that they've had to do is like less impressive because they don't have the actor actually up there doing something.
well, here's my point. If you look back, even at Amazing Spider-Man, and I know Amazing Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man 2 get a lot of flack. Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man 2, notably for good reasons. The web swinging is incredible. The practical effects they did, it takes the already impressive work that they did in like the Raimi films, and it just goes even farther into like dedication to like the craft. And I feel like they just haven't. They have yet to try and do something that like clever or that good looking.
I thought it looks good.
Yeah, I think it looks
I'm
good.
fine with it.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, personally. I mean, I do like practical effects. I mean, that's cool, but like,
Right.
at the same time,
If I can't tell,
if I can't tell, I
care.
feel like it's more of a feat to get CGI to look good than it is to get practical effects to look good.
For the matter of special versus
Depending,
practical
obviously they're
effects,
two very different things.
I'm more of a practical effects guy if I can actually tell the difference.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, if you
Like
look
Star
at, if
Wars.
you look at the set photos, if you look at the way that the costume looks, like physically versus the scenes where it's CGI, it's pretty easy to tell.
I mean, yeah, probably, but like, I feel like it's part of it where like they don't have it like. It's not like all of a sudden like a jarring like
No.
CGI to like suit kind of thing. I feel like they're pretty good with not making it jarring.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what matters most with CGI. If it doesn't look jarring, it doesn't take you out of it,
Yeah.
then I feel like it's fine. That's my own personal preference.
No,
at
I
least, when
agree
it
with
comes
you
down to
on that one.
Agree with me, Colin? You got me?
Yeah.
Where are you at? Where are you at over there?
Yeah.
You
Alex down the street.
Yeah, his mind looks like it's down the street.
I feel like you called me Colin and you looked at me.
I didn't. I said Colin's
Yeah,
got me. I
call
said I
me.
looked at you, and then I was like, where you at?
Oh shit. It's good.
It's good. All right. Well,
It's good.
yeah, let's see here. All right.
Well,
what was the EA's back to their shit again?
and
according to
High Res
Michael.
Studios. Actually, I just looked it up and kind
Look,
of.
I already gave up on High Res Studios a long time ago.
Didn't they only make Smite? That's like the only thing they've ever made.
Didn't they
right?
rebrand it like Titan Games or something like that?
So the only successful one they've had is Smite, basically.
Right, but then they rebranded Titan Games.
Did they?
I think they did.
Whatever. Point is, basically, EA and I guess High Res now have talked to a business called Simulmedia, I think it's called, or something like that, to implement a system they call Player One, but Player One is in WON, which, first off, terrible name for what it is, because the player does not win in this instance.
Yeah.
But basically, they're like, oh, you know that good old fucking thing that everybody loves on mobile games, where you get to watch an ad so you can actually like either get another retry or get in-game shit. Well, let's do that in video games, so we can monetize the people who don't want to spend money on microtransactions, which is basically what they are talking about.
That
So,
just
like,
forced microtransactions of that rate.
Kinda. I mean, it's kind of not, because obviously you're not spending money yourself, but then it's like, okay, now I have to sit here for like 30 seconds, which I feel like would be fine depending on what it is. And I feel like the only reason I would make it fine is if it's something that's super minute that you really don't even need, but you have the option to do it.
Right.
Even then, I hate the idea of it.
Well, yeah, at the same time, look, why is EA just digging itself a bigger hole?
I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. For all we know, this could just be testing the idea.
The burn.
But I don't know, man.
Yes, Matthew in the back.
I got it. The next Mass Effect. You can play it for free, but every time that Shepard bangs someone, you get an ad instead.
That's like twice in the game.
Yeah.
They're going to lose money anyway.
Either way, they're losing money.
Look, I'm hopeful for the new Mass Effect personally, but
why? No, I'm just kidding.
oh, look, people give Andromeda a lot of shit. I actually liked Andromeda a decent amount.
Yeah, but you also liked Inquisition. I'm kidding.
Inquisition is a great game. How dare you?
I'm kidding. I just know that there are some people who like really don't like Inquisition.
Inquisition is so good. Compared to Dragon Age 1 or Dragon Age Origins and 2, Inquisition is a fucking masterpiece.
At least we can all agree that Cyberpunk.
See, but are you
2077
comparing
was
it to like
Yeah.
actually good things, or are you comparing
I am.
it to terrible things?
Look.
What if the first two Dragon Age? That'd be
Origins
like
is a good game.
that'd be like compared to getting your fucking shit. Your face curb stomped, getting punched in the face is not bad. Like I feel like that could
Look,
be the
I
comparison
actually-
if you're comparing it to a terrible
Matt,
game.
I'm telling you, play Inquisition. You love it.
What's
don't
the
worry.
best game that you would say that it beats in terms of gore?
beats?
Yeah.
compared to like
fuck.
games that he would actually be able to know.
Oh fuck.
Like where does it
shit.
stand to Witcher 3?
Oh, I mean, shit. That's a high bar there, Michael.
I mean, I'm just asking. I mean,
Like on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being Witcher 3.
what is one?
1 would be Mass Effect Andromeda.
Oh, look, combat.
One,
Mass
no,
Effect
1 would be
Andromeda
like
was fun.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay,
or some
that's
shit.
fair. Look, Andromeda's combat was actually really fun, but if we're going off that scale, I'd give like an 8.5.
Pretty high. That's pretty fucking high.
Hey, that's pretty good.
That's
Hey,
pretty
that's
good.
pretty
It's pretty
high.
good. Just saying. It's pretty
Magic.
good.
That's a game I'll
Yeah.
probably never.
No, I know.
Like
you'll
I
never
played
play
it. I
but-
think once or twice, and I was like, yeah, I don't like the combat, and I just stopped.
It's good. It's great.
I wasn't feeling the combat.
Yeah, but you also didn't like the remasters of Mass Effect.
Yeah, exactly.
Say that I wanted to play an RPG and I wanted to get lost in an RPG. The last time I tried to get lost in an RPG, it was Outer Worlds, and that ended up being a wonderful time.
Right.
I ended up loving that experience, even with the combat that was basically just Fallout's garbage combat. But what would you say is better? Should I spend my time playing Inquisition, or should I finally play Fallout New Vegas?
You know what? I'll top both of those, Matt.
New Vegas.
Pillars of Eternity.
Oh.
New Vegas.
2.
Well,
New Vegas.
They're made by Obsidian.
What kind of game is it? Like, what
it's
does
like
it
a
look
top-down isometric. No,
you're
okay.
losing me.
It's great game though.
Have you played Skyrim? You've played Skyrim, right?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you didn't. I know. I totally thought you were being sarcastic. I know you're being sarcastic.
Okay.
I didn't know. I actually legit. I was like, has he? Because I feel like I've never ever heard you talk about it ever. Like
Skyrim?
not even like even when I talk about like, oh, we're excited for Elder Scrolls. Like I feel like I never ever hear you talk about anything.
Well, that's just because
Skyrim.
I'm somewhat skeptical of new things. But unless I've already resigned myself to filleting it. I love Skyrim. I thought Skyrim was great. Skyrim is one of the best soundtracks. One of the most soothing soundtracks
I've heard Oblivion's and Morrowind's are better soundtracks.
Oh, really?
Personally. Yeah.
You mean the games I'll probably
That's
never,
great if that comes
ever
up.
play
That's
before.
true.
No, I'm just,
look, I've never played New Vegas, so I can't really give you a comparison.
Play
but...
New Vegas.
I'm gonna play New Vegas.
New Vegas.
Oh no,
Inquisition.
Inquisition.
You
you
can
know what?
really keep playing New Vegas constantly.
I own it on PC. I'm gonna download it.
Can
tonight.
you bang a giant Oxman in
Yes.
New
Yes.
Vegas?
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope. No, you
Yes.
can't.
Oh, wait, are
If
you
you
trying to
randomize everything? Yes.
Are you trying to convince me to play Inquisition because of you getting to fuck that guy who's like, so I hear you want to ride the bull? Or
Yeah.
Listen.
No, that's a lie.
Now
That's
take
awesome.
that, but compare it to the fact that if you have a low enough intelligence, you could talk to a homeless man that is just known to be fucking that just says gibberish until you choose the low intelligence option, and then he starts speaking like a very learned man.
But Matt can just play Outer Worlds for that.
It's true.
True.
All right, Matt. Here's a tale from New Vegas.
Tale from the
You walk
Mojave.
up to a monument with a
Mhm.
with a soldier standing in front of it.
Okay.
You pull out your gun, and you just decide to shoot the monument. The soldier turns around and is like, "Hey, my brother died in this war. You're disrespecting this memorial." And then one of the lines that you can pick is, "You're a little bitch and your brother was too."
Jesus fucking Christ.
Wow.
These are all things that I remember playing New Vegas, but I don't remember any of these interactions. And I'm like,
Wow.
I need to replay it because of that.
You know that reminds me. It reminds me. There's a meme that was going around where people will take those like boomer comics, those like newspaper comics that like try to have like they have like some message to them, but like the memes will basically like riff on it. So there was one where it was a teacher and like in a classroom telling a student, like, listen, I know that you don't want to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, but here's someone who fought for your freedom to choose not to, and it's a soldier. But then the kid, there's a speech bubble above him that just says, but can he beat Goku?
Hey, he's got a point.
He's got a
He's got a fucking point.
Yeah, boy. It's good wine.
It's very good wine.
We were bougie and we all had glasses of wine.
We all had glasses of wine because we were talking about Game of Thrones and then we were having red wine. I think that's very
Hey,
appropriate.
guys, Brand's the High King.
What?
I said Brand's the
Brand
High
is High
King.
King.
Oh.
Brand is High King.
You do
No.
that thing that you do at the end of episodes where you get really quiet and it's
Oh,
impossible
yeah.
to hear you as the music's getting louder.
Yeah. No. See, this is what Alex was saying. Alex was we should just go up to Clearly Dates and then just like just yell at him, "Hey, Brand's High King!" Just fucking push over the table.
Jesus, God damn it!
I pushed over a stool for dramatic
That was a
effect,
nice effect.
but
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a pretty nice effect.
yeah.
Make sure we increase that. You know.
In post, please.
We have anything else to say about how EA is dumb and they're gonna fail and burn?
Weirdly, I feel like unfortunately that's not gonna happen. I feel like they're gonna put it in there and people are gonna be like, "That's dumb," and then still end up buying whatever game they put it in. They're gonna charge them $70 for the game, and they're gonna have to watch
put
his
it in
ads.
2042.
I fucking hope not.
I hope that it's not a part of the game itself. Like there's 10 gigs of ads.
No, it would be a system where they would literally be able to update the ads and everything like that.
But what if I just disconnect my internet while I do that?
Good luck, because most games are online, even if it's single player.
Oh no, but but they can't force you online for single player games.
And good luck thrice to you, Colin, because you don't have a EA account.
Thrice.
True.
Well, that just has turned me off of multiplayer.
Here's the thing. Now, when they make bank off of this because people are stupid and won't boycott EA, they will absolutely take that service ticket seriously. They're going to email you first and be like, hey, we heard you have problems with EA. Let's get you back in the game. You need to start playing Battlefront 2.
Let's get you back in the game.
You need to start playing this shitty piece of shit.
20 years later.
Yeah, you play Battlefront 2 like fucking, what is that? Like, has it been out for like 6 years at this point?
I don't remember when it came out. But remember when they tried to do the whole loot box shtick and then people got mad and they stopped?
You mean Battlefront?
Well, they did stop after 5 years of it working. You're right.
They stopped pretty early for Battlefront. For Battlefront, they stopped pretty early for that. Not for loot box, but at least for the
games,
ridiculous amount of money it took to like unlock the characters.
They had loot boxes back in Battlefield 1.
Yeah, I'd probably say they were like the pioneers. Everybody would say like Overwatches, but I want to say it was Battlefield that really started
Overwatch stuff was purely cosmetic, though.
I mean, so was Battlefield.
I mean, no, really? No.
I'm pretty sure, isn't it?
Somewhat. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess you could get guns from it.
Well, then they also had, before like they popularized certain terms, there were systems that were very similar to it. Like I'm pretty sure Battlefield 4 had some kind of like system for like randomly generated things you'd get.
I mean, you could also buy fast tracking too.
Wait, is that a thing? You could buy like XP, like fast track or something?
Yeah, I don't think you buy XP necessarily, but you buy just so you have everything unlocked. Because you have to unlock certain guns, and by doing certain things,
they're like, in case. I mean, also, I get why it's there. At least why it started like that is that they're like, well, if people don't really want to play the game, they can spend money.
Well, then why buy the game in the first place?
Well, not that they don't want to play the game, it's just that they don't have time. So it's more silly for like the adult gamers who are like, I have this money I could spend, so why play this game for 80 hours to try to unlock this shit when I can just buy it? And
I don't get that logic personally. But
I feel like I get it because then you don't alienate. First off, you get money from it.
Sure.
Second of all, you don't alienate your player base because they're like, okay, if it's a type of game where you can't get the best stuff unless you play a lot, then again, I get it and I don't get it, because I get it because you can't play a lot if you're working a full-time job and you have kids and stuff like that.
Sure.
So yeah, like you have extra money to throw around, you want to put into the game. So first off, the developers get money from it, but then you also get the reward of, okay, like I'm basically caught up with my friends who've been able to play for like 80 hours. Like I get that, but it hasn't really been like that. Like at least that was the idea of it. But then you have people who have the time and decide just to pay for it anyway, just to be the best. So it's like, I don't know. It was good in theory. It's like communism. It's good in theory. It's bad in practice. But
true.
I don't know. I like the idea of it only being cosmetic for most like transactions and stuff like that in newer games, but at the same time, a lot of those games, their only reward is cosmetic, so you're kind of like, what the fuck? Like, what am I even playing towards at this point?
Right.
So, I don't know. That's why I feel like I hope they don't do that, because then if they do the advertisement thing, that might turn into what it is that, I mean, like, yeah, in the beginning you probably wouldn't, but if people are just like, oh yeah, that's okay, then eventually more games are going to adopt that, and eventually it's going to get to a point where you have to watch this advertisement to unlock something in the game that you could have just unlocked if you just fucking played it instead.
Well, I just find it funny how they had to partner up with Hi-Rez, which the only successful thing they've done is probably Smite. And
honestly, I don't think I know of any other high-res game.
And Paladins, but that failed after Overwatch.
Again, I don't know of any other high-res
game. Well, and technically you could argue Smite is free to play, so like...
Well, which is probably why they would be one of the first ones to do it, because all this time they're probably not... Because if you think about it, for Smite, they have one of the best practices for consumers, because yes, you could buy the heroes separately, but you could also just pay like $30
for all of them,
and you get all of them like now and in the future. So it's like, why not just pay the $30?
If only I remembered my Smite account, and if I actually cared enough to play, I'd have all of them.
You are terrible with accounts, man. Holy shit.
Look, Do you remember your Smite account, Michael?
Yes,
No, you don't.
I do. I logged into it not even like, I think it was maybe 6 months ago.
Why?
Because somebody wanted to play it with me from work,
Oh.
and I played it with them.
That's been
Everybody was like, why?
well, because it's like, what the fuck? Somebody plays Smite still?
Yeah. Hey, they added Avatar, the last Airbender people in it.
Oh.
They also ended, I think, the Ninja Turtles.
Yes, they did. And I think they even did Ruby.
Yeah, they added
Yeah, I
Ruby
did.
characters.
That's
Yeah,
right.
A lot of
They were
people
really
wanted
running
gods.
out of fucking,
They're
you know,
running,
They were
which is
running out of
odd.
ideas.
you know,
Actually,
the
you have to
gods
look at-
Ruby Bros.
Yeah.
Did they ever add
Were
like
those
the Christian
skins?
god?
No, of course
I'm
not.
assuming.
You fucking kidding me?
What, Jesus?
Yeah.
No.
That'd be pretty cool if they did. Yeah, why wouldn't they?
It'd piss off a ton of people.
Well,
They were already pissing off people.
remember
with
that
Oh yeah,
religious-
they're pissing off the Hindu population. Sure.
Remember that religious
Yeah,
fighting
I
game
think
that
that's
had
dumb.
Jesus, where it was like
Yeah.
the Son of Christ has risen and he's cross.
Yeah. and
Oh
then
my
they had-
God,
then they
yes.
had Buddha and this.
They should totally add Jesus into Smite. I feel like
Yeah.
I'd play it again.
I
Play
honestly,
it
yeah,
again.
I'd play it to be Jesus.
No, just add Chuck.
Probably because he'd
Norris.
be kind of like overpowered.
Just add Chuck Norris, but just give him Jesus powers, but just
True, but just name him Chuck
just
Norris.
Name him Chuck Norris.
Make him look like Jesus, like as if he was to grow out his hair and get an even
Yeah.
bigger beard. But just name him Chuck Norris
Yeah.
instead.
How are they running out of gods? They got so many fucking pantheons to pick from. Shit.
I mean, how old is the game, dude? It's like fucking old as hell. They probably already used all of those.
They don't have any. They don't have the Sumerian. They don't got Sumerian pantheon. They don't got the fucking.
Well, you also have
Gaelic.
to think like you can't use the same god, like a god that's for the same thing besides skins. You know,
What do you mean, like the goddess of like?
like the goddess
Love or
of
some
you know,
shit.
like even like when it comes down to Greek and Roman gods, like
Well,
they're-
yeah, no,
the
those
gods
are
are for, like,
literally the same thing.
That's what I'm
though.
saying. Like
That's
it's kind of the same thing where some other gods are probably going to be the same thing, and these. you know? That's what I feel. I feel like they
Very
probably have
worried
already
about,
ran out
like-
of gods of something.
Like two different gods of wars, but from different pantheons.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
But they're
But
different
that's
pantheons.
no. Yeah,
but
they're
they're
different
the
pantheons.
same. The god of the same thing.
Right, but that
How can you
they can
change?
give them different abilities.
But I feel like, I mean, yeah, you can kind of,
give
but
them different
but when
abilities,
it comes
different
down to it,
looks.
it's going to be like the same character because it's the
Mm,
same
I-
thing.
oh, I-
But
that's-
it's completely,
oh,
but it'd
I
be a
don't know
completely
that.
different pantheon, a completely different culture, a completely different
Oh, are you
aesthetic.
saying
Yeah, different
Ares and
culture, different
the-
aesthetic. But at that time, why don't you just make a different skin?
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
That's just
I
a
was
skin
just-
then.
No, but
you
then
might as well
they-
just
but-
reskin the character.
But people, gods have different types of weapons
Yeah,
too
different.
and shit.
So yeah, it would make sense to just make a different god.
I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't.
like
well, because if
fucking-
one god uses a spear and another you want to uses like nunchucks, like you're not gonna get that same. Like why just make it a skin when you can just make a new hero that's a
Yeah.
unique hero
Because it's
that just
easier to make a
happens-
skin.
that just happens. But that's stupid. This is why I don't play Smite.
No.
I mean, that's like in all games. It's like Fortnite.
But-
They do the same thing. I mean, it's
but
different
that's not
because
a game,
of.
But that's
I'm
a
just
class-based
saying-
or hero-based.
I'm just saying when it comes down to it.
But if you have
that's
two
most
characters that are
games.
completely different,
I have to go on Matt with this one.
they're
Michael,
they'd
I'm
be
sorry.
completely different.
You're trying to say me and you are the same?
New
What?
abilities.
I don't know.
Completely different, new abilities, new weapons, new everything. So you can totally justify it, and then have tons and have like fucking 20 skins for that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it. I don't
You're
like
telling
it.
me that every single God of War should just
It's
be
the
one
exact
character with the
same.
exact same
They're
powers
the
and
same
just
exact
different
character.
skins?
They have the exact same personality, the same power, the same story.
It depends on how different they are.
Wow.
It depends. It depends on how
Nah,
different
but
they
the
are.
backstory, Colin just proved it right now. The backstory.
It's completely different.
Backstory would be different, but if their abilities are like if somebody like you said, somebody uses a spear and one guy uses a sword, not that different. One.
But
stabs
again,
a little bit more.
that's not just the. But the God of War. Okay,
I'm just saying if it comes down to that
Aspects-
minute of a difference.
aspects of gods can get very tricky too, depending on like. Sure, they're the God of War, but they're this aspect of war.
So you just want them to reuse
I mean,
the same
yeah.
animations?
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying if it comes down to realism and actually what somebody can do in a video game where there's going to be hundreds of characters that you cannot easily balance, and when it comes down to that, of course I would rather have them do different characters. I'm just saying when it comes down to it, they're just going to do skins because it's going to be, first off, easier on them. Second of all, it's going to make more sense to them.
I don't think they're going to make a skin for a whole
League
new
of
god,
Legends is
though.
continuing to add new characters.
That too.
I'm sure they're not fully balanced. Yeah, I hear all the time, well, that character's overpowered. Yeah, probably because they have like 50 billion fucking characters there, and they don't know how to balance it properly because they're going to be balanced this way, but that one's going to be fucking. It's just there's no way to balance.
What was I going to say?
Balancing is one of the hardest thing in games like that. So when they add more characters, half the time they're going to shoot themselves in the foot. Same thing with Smash. When they add a new character, that character is instantly overpowered because they're like, oh, we want to have this idea for this character. Like Pyramithra, when she first came out, she was fucking overpowered.
So you're saying
as hell.
Cloud isn't overpowered?
He used to be. Oh, he was fucking broken as all hell in the last game. Now he's not because they've already nerfed him and changed a bunch of shit.
Leans more nerfing.
I say good.
Same thing with Snake. Snake used to be overpowered in whatever the fucking game he came out with.
I say good. You got to get the new person in. They're like the new villain, the new arc, and then they show up and they kick everyone's ass. Everyone becomes a fucking jobber, and then they balance them because that's what every video game developer always does. Is they balance them eventually. They'll patch them, and then it's fine. But
the issue with that is that first off, the biggest issue with stuff like that is that you get a really good character. You get a character that's really overpowered, right? So anybody can play him. You get the noob who just started, who really likes that character because that's the whole reason they want to play the game. They get that character. That's their favorite character. They try to play him. They're like, cool. They're really powerful. And then they get nerfed to all hell. And then they're like, oh, well, no, like I don't hate that. I don't want to play this game more. It's terrible.
Well, but if it doesn't have multiple characters that you want to play as, it's not a good game. That's why I don't like most MOBAs.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, I mean, that's very true. But I'm just saying that's the issue that game developers have to think about is that, yeah, we have to make our game accessible, balanced, or else you're going to have just issues where new players are going to realize whatever character they want to play is either weak or good, and they find a good one that's overpowered, and then eventually they nerf it, and then they're going to be upset because then it's nerfed, and then they just end up fizzling out.
Like, I think the Smash community should just shut the fuck up.
Oh, Smash is great. No, why?
No, Smash is great. I love Smash, but the community needs to shut the fuck up.
Why? What's wrong with the community?
They complain too much.
They do complain too much.
They complain too much, and
listen, I just wanted it to be Master Chief as the last character. I actually wish it was Master Chief. That'd be great.
Listen, I wish that one guy was like Dante, but then I was like, oh, this is so cool. I like Blieth.
Dante? Who?
Blieth.
Byleth?
Violet. Dude. Three Houses, great game.
Three Houses is a great game.
That's what I've heard.
I'm trying to play Three Houses.
Oh yeah?
Are you?
You got a Switch?
You have a Switch?
No, I got it. I'm going to get one.
Oh, you mean you're going to
I
get one
keep
to
talking
play?
about it because they're coming out with the new Metroid game.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
super excited
Metroid
about that.
Dread.
Yes,
Yeah.
sure. Let's go with
Yeah,
that.
I'm pretty sure it's called Metroid Dread.
Yeah.
It looks good. I've never played a Metroid game, but I'd play it.
Yeah.
Got that creepy like portal looking robot that like hunts you down.
I'm pretty sure you kill him like the first
You
mission.
keep saying that, but like I feel like that's gonna be like a running like nemesis type thing.
I swear that when I watched the like Nintendo Treehouse, they call it. When I watched it, they were like, "Oh, this is after we already fought the new enemy you saw in the trailer or defeated them." I mean, again, like you said, maybe you defeat them, they come back, or maybe there's multiple because it's a robot. But
maybe you befriend one.
Get to ride a robot?
Yeah,
hell yeah! What is this? Recore, the hit Xbox exclusive by the one dude who played that or made that one game that I can't remember his name.
I'm sorry, what was the title?
Recore? You never heard of that?
Never heard of that one?
Never heard of that?
It came out it was like at the beginning of the Xbox One.
Yeah.
Recore.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
People were like hyped for it, but then it turned out to be bad.
It was
Horizon Zero
Inafune,
Dawn
I think his
came
name
out,
is.
and then that was
Inafune.
better.
I think Inafune was his name.
What?
I can't remember what he made.
Recore. Hold on.
Yeah, Recore. Maybe I think it might have been the Mega Man guy. Was that what it was?
Oh, this thing! Oh my god,
yeah.
I completely forgot it existed.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass. Actually, when I look at Game Pass, there's actually a lot of people, or like when I look at the reviews, they're like, actually, this was like a pretty good game. Like it was pretty solid. They're like, for some reason, just got shit because I feel like that was back when Xbox like really didn't care about any kind of like games that weren't shooty. Shoot fucking
alien monster man.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
You're exactly right, Alex. Horizon Zero Dawn just made that completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
What, Recore?
Yeah.
Basically. I've not played.
Shout out to all the virgins who are complaining about Aloy's design in the second
Forbidden
Horizon.
West.
Yeah, I hate it. She's not sexualized enough.
She doesn't look enough like a Russian sex doll.
Hey, did you know that Sony just recently bought a PC, like a PC port specialist company. They just acquired one.
Who did what?
Oh.
Sony. Sony just
So
bought
that
one.
means
That means they're gonna be
possibilities.
porting their
The
shit to PC.
possibilities. The
Look, at
possibilities
that point,
are
why
endless.
not just give the exclusivity?
I mean, it's the same thing with Xbox.
I mean, yeah, but the only reason they did that was because Sony was being a bitch.
Because I think it's a
Well,
smart.
they also did that because Microsoft is on both, so it's like
That's
they
fair.
win either way.
That's fair.
Well,
yeah.
because here, if you think about it this way, it's smarter for them to bank on their exclusives for their own console and also PC occasionally, as opposed to just being like, we're gonna give it to Xbox, because that would be stupid. That would be the most dangerous decision they could make for a brand.
Well,
Honestly, I
either
feel
way,
like putting it on
Microsoft
PC
is getting
Yeah,
money.
I feel like putting it on PC is actually pretty dangerous too. However, it just depends on how they do it. Because like you were saying, it depends if they're going to be like, oh, it's on PlayStation and PC right at launch, like how Xbox is doing it. But most likely not. It's probably going to be like,
No,
Right.
oh,
it'll
it
be
put out like
exclusivity.
a year, maybe two, even more later. Now it'll come.
But there's a
PC.
difference between having it on PC as well, because I think there's more and more people now who own a console and PC, but they probably don't own both. They probably not always are going to have access to both
That's
consoles.
true.
Yeah.
So like, so doing that, you get the PC crowd, and you also drive them towards PlayStation 4 as opposed to driving them towards their competitor console
That's true.
by having like.
Although you could also say it's the opposite, because they're playing it on PC and they're like, hey, I'm getting all my Xbox shit on my PC as well. Now everything's just on my PC at this point. Might as well pay for Game Pass. Fuck the Sony, and I'll just get their games on here.
Right.
Which is kind of where I'm at. Where I was like, in the future, I was like, oh, maybe I'll get like, eventually get a PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 to play those games I missed. But now I'm at this point, I'm like, well, eventually they're going to go on PC. I'm never going to get to them right away anyway. So by the time they come
Yeah.
out, I'll just fucking get them then.
It's true.
And then I was like, I already have all my Xbox stuff that I can do on my PC and on my Xbox.
Yeah. But I do believe there's always like I still think that there are some stuff with their brand that they're either going to wait a really long time before they release them on PC, or they're just never going to release them on PC.
Oh, for sure. Because again, see that the issue with Sony is because realistically they're a smaller company compared to
Right.
the monster that is fucking Microsoft.
Mhm.
So it's like you have where, yeah, like if Sony's gaming division fails, which I don't again, it's never gonna fucking happen.
No.
But if it did, Sony as a company overall would probably be pretty fucking hit by that. Whereas if Xbox failed, Microsoft would be like, whatever.
Well, Sony also, I mean, they have their electronics, but then again, they also have the mobile. I mean, fake Grand Order makes them a lot of money.
Well, don't get me
So-
wrong. That's what I'm saying. There's other things, but I'm just saying, like, as like when it comes down to, because they're a smaller company, like just that. And when I say small, I mean not even that small. I mean it's still a big ass company, but comparatively to other ones, like them losing, like that's a big branch of them. Like Xbox is still like really tied to Microsoft, but it's like realistically, if Xbox failed, Microsoft would not be worse for wear, like at all.
No.
I think like they'd be fine. It's like whatever. Yeah, we still have Windows. Everybody still needs a fucking PC.
Right, yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I feel like Xbox has been doing riskier things recently because they know like it's gotten to a point where Xbox is like, hey, either we have to adapt right now or we're just gonna lose. Like we're just gonna have to die out. So that's why they're like, fuck it, let's just try these crazy ass shit. Let's try to be the Netflix of games and see if that
True.
works.
Do you think that Xbox might eventually just phase out consoles in general and just become a brand within just PC gaming?
No, because they're making too much money from consoles. Not everyone. Some people are willing to spend more. They're willing to spend $500, not $3,000 on a PC.
Yes and no.
Mm.
So the only reason I don't agree is that it depends on the state of streaming by the time in the future.
Right.
Is because they're getting to a point where they want to put Xbox like cloud streaming. They want to put it on your TV. They want to put it on your
Right.
phone. They want to put it
But
on
that's
the
more of an aspect of how fast can the internet companies.
Well, that's
keep
what I'm
up.
saying. Eventually, they have to keep up with that. So if they, get to a point where all of that stuff is strong enough, then that might be the point where they're like, yeah, we don't need Xbox anymore. Like now it's just the Xbox brand as a service. Where I don't think that's going to happen. I think what most likely would happen at that point is either more expensive consoles, or what I've been hearing recently is they're just going to add, like they're just going to have almost like a PC offering where it's like you're going to have your low end, your kind of middle end, your kind of like high end, and then your really high end. So that's what people think Xbox are doing. They're going to have like, they have the Series S, which is like lowish end, and then Series X, that's high end, but then they're going to have even lower, and a higher. So if they ever get to that point, that's where I feel like maybe they'll stick with it like that. Like, again, kind of make the console experience like a PC experience. So, I don't know. It would just really depend on what their fucking ideas are.
Right.
But I feel like Xbox is not going to stop making consoles.
No.
At least not for a long time.
Because I remember a lot of time, like when we moved into Generation 8, there were people who were speculating that PS4 and Xbox One were going to be like the last consoles.
Which I don't know why people thought that.
Yeah, there's no reasoning behind that.
I think they were, well, no, I mean, it's not like there wasn't any reasoning. It's just that they were kind of predicting the future, just not predicting it, like, right. I feel
like everybody knows what the future is going to be. It's just that it's not going to be like that for a long time because infrastructure and technology hasn't gotten to that
They
point.
were saying that it was going to happen too soon. It's like every sci-fi story when they're like, by the future year of 2004, everything's...
Yeah. Skynet is sick. I agree with that. I feel like that's kind of what's been happening recently with a lot of people thinking, oh, this technology is no longer going to exist in a year. It's like, yeah, you're wrong. It's like, yeah, eventually you're correct, but right now you have like probably like 10 years ahead of you before that's anywhere near finished. But
yeah,
so there was an MMO we saw a trailer for.
That was
well, you guys did. I'm technically I did see it.
Speaking of big companies,
yeah, games as it's known. No, it's known by Amazon Games or Smiley Face Games.
Yeah. Smiley Face.
What other games did they try to make but failed?
I was literally looking it up.
Oh, okay, but
while he's looking that up, they made an MMO, or they're making an MMO.
Oh yeah, you remember that game Crucible?
No.
Exactly.
Okay.
It came out 2020 and like a month later it shut down.
I heard about it.
But
I think that's the only other game.
But basically, Amazon Games is banking on this MMO they're making called New World, which has been in development for years now. Because I've heard back about a few years back myself, but I think it's the stupidest business decision, personally.
I guess they made a game called the Grand Tour game. I don't know if it ever came out.
Oh, is that based on the show Grand Tour on Amazon Prime?
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks like it is. Yeah. I want to see if it was actually anything like. Oh, in June 2020, the game was delisted from the PlayStation Store, Xbox Game Store, and Amazon.
Oh.
Wait, so did it come out, or was it like a thing that was going to, and then it just stopped existing?
It says it's released in 2019, January, but like, I mean, it got a 52 out of 100 on Metacritic, so everybody, I'm assuming, hated this.
Oh man,
I literally, this is the first time I've ever heard of it. So besides that, it's funny because it shows all the canceled stuff. Okay, we have a Lord of the Rings MMO that was canceled.
I mean, they already had Lord of the Rings online.
Well, there's another one that was canceled. They had Crucible, which came out and was canceled like right away.
Why are they sticking with MMOs?
I don't know. Breakaway, I don't know about that one, but that was canceled. Intensity, don't know, canceled.
Oh, yeah,
Nova, again, don't know, canceled. So there's the only actual game I can see that has actually came out before this is the Grand Tour game. At least that's like a legit game. There's a bunch of other games that are like Amazon App Store games.
Right.
One that's called Dragon's Lair that says it's a Twitch extension. I don't know what the fuck that means. But besides that, the Grand Tour is the only other game that came out. Got a 52 on Metacritic and was delisted from the App Store. So that shows you how good it was.
So it seems that I'm looking at gameplay. It seems, because if you don't know, the Grand Tour on Amazon Prime was basically Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, and James May who were the hosts of the show Top Gear on BBC. Basically doing the same thing they did on Top Gear, but for Amazon in their own series. After Jeremy Clarkson punched that producer and got fired from the BBC. So I guess the game seems to just be like FMV footage of them doing stuff that they would normally do on the show, and then occasional interactive moments where you get to
90s.
play, or you get to play as them. But there seems to be a lot of footage. So I think it's just, oh my god, is this just like it's season 1 of the show, but it has occasionally interactive moments? What the fuck? So yeah, I'm not surprised at all that it got delisted.
You're not surprised
Well-
it got fucking destroyed from the app stores of all of them?
Well, either way, freaking New World from the trailer that Alex down the block sent earlier.
I love that we're sticking with that.
Honestly, it kind of just looks like every MMO ever, but with like Gatling guns.
It honestly just kind of looks like Black Desert to me.
That's what, yeah, too.
Lots of particle effects, lots of sparks,
Yeah.
lots of things, lots of things going on screen.
I just feel like the age of MMOs has passed so long ago, and those who do
Sadly,
stick with
yeah.
MMOs are hardcore fans of like World of Warcraft.
I don't know,
Slash SWTOR, maybe
Hey,
SWTOR.
you know what? Final Fantasy 14.
Or that
That's what I was
too.
just gonna
That
say.
too.
That's a good ass game, man.
Final
I
Fantasy
played some of that.
14. Everybody like, I'm considering playing it. And that's me saying.
I'm pretty sure it's free for like the main
it's
story.
free. It's
right
free
now.
up to level 60, including the
Is it?
critically acclaimed Heaven's Sword DLC.
Fuck.
That's like the meme, because the meme is always like somebody like chasing someone down, trying to recommend Final Fantasy
Fantasy
14,
Yeah.
just being like, "Did you know that you can play free up to level 60?"
Hmm.
So just to give a small synopsis, I guess it's set in a mid 1600s.
I did not look
Year.
1600s, but
I
alright.
don't know either. Players will colonize a fictional land modeled after colonial America in the
Oh, so it's
Atlantic
colonialism simulator.
Ocean. Yeah.
like what's that game Matt and I played that was like colonialism simulator?
Oh,
Greedfall, that's what it was.
Greedfall, yeah.
Isn't there like another version of that coming out? It was so good that like already within
Is
like
it?
a half a month to or like half a year to a whole year that they're making like a new edition to it already.
No, I mean maybe they're making a Game of the Year edition, but I don't. But
Maybe.
that would be kind of.
Was it
feel like
Greedfall? No, I think I'm thinking of a different. Oh, Godfall. Is that another one?
Godfall. Yeah. Wait,
Never mind.
wasn't that an MMO or wasn't that a
Mm,
MOBA?
I don't know.
No,
It's
it was
like-
like
completely different.
yeah, I know they were different. I just couldn't remember which one it was. I think Godfall is almost more like a Destiny kind of thing, where it's like
Oh,
a
okay.
pseudo MMO. I feel like you would
Yeah.
call that. You know,
Yeah.
it's like MMO-ish. I feel like Destiny. I don't know, because I love the idea of an MMO, but the
Right.
issue is that again, it's another thing that's good in theory, bad in practice. Is that the amount of effort it takes to make an MMO
Oh, yeah.
like truly good? It's just either that it wouldn't come out for like 30 years if you're doing
Yeah.
all this work, or you come out with something that's subpar and it has a bunch of fetch quests.
And you could also argue that people play Elder Scrolls Online, so which they do. But everyone I've talked to say, yeah, great game. I've played for 500 hours. Wouldn't recommend it.
Legit, no, yeah.
But they still play it.
if you go on Steam or like go to reviews, like I've seen like 1,000 hours, is like I don't recommend this game.
Wait, what
this
game?
is why.
Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh,
Bobby has
Yeah.
told me that he has like 500 hours on. I was like, I would not recommend it.
Yeah, he's like, don't play it. I
don't
was
play
like,
it.
okay.
It's terrible. But I still
However,
play it.
Final Fantasy 14, what I played, I was enjoying it. I'd say we should play it.
Wait,
I've heard the story is like really good, like one of the best in like that Final Fantasy has made in ages. Because like
It's just probably really fucking dragged out, though.
because I know that Final Fantasy VII remake like came out, but like that's like them taking the already good story of Final Fantasy VII and being like, what if we did it again but like better? So that's basically what that is. But in terms of like new Final Fantasy stories, people love 14, and the same director is
Well,
going to be working on
14 to Realm Reborn,
16.
but everybody hates 14, but Realm Reborn. they
Yeah,
like
I
that.
know, but nobody gives a shit. So I just say 14. But people are really excited because the director of 14 is going to be directing 16, the new one.
Is 16? Oh, no. Okay, yeah, 16.
16 isn't an MMO, but it's
Yeah,
the next-
I immediately didn't care about it because I couldn't play it anyway. So
That's true.
Yeah,
That's a
I mean
good
you
point.
can if you get a PS5.
yeah, but like I know I wasn't, so that's the only reason why I choose not to watch the PS5. If it says it's gonna come to PC or something like that, then I'll look at it. Which I don't even think it's going to, because if it came to PC, I'd fucking buy it. I mean, I have a strong enough PC now, but otherwise, if it doesn't come to PC or Xbox, I just try to ignore it because then I'm just gonna be sad that I can't play it. So.
Yeah.
Look, if you want, I can just give you my PS4 when I get a PS5. And you can play all the
Oh,
amazing
shit.
things that
Like,
you
Shit, I mean, if you really don't want it.
Although technically, I think I owe Colin that deal since he gave me his
true.
Xbox.
Oh yeah.
2 Xboxes actually.
2 Xboxes, but like It would be like the equivalent of me giving him an original PS4 and then the slimmer version.
True.
Yeah.
True. Or Pro, actually, more like.
Oh yeah, probably more. Like
But I was gonna say about the other, because isn't there another Final Fantasy coming out? That's the Chaos. Isn't that a Final Fantasy?
That's from Team Ninja. It's Final Fantasy Origins.
Yeah, I think we talked about that.
Yeah, it has it
Ninja?
has people
Chaos.
What?
as people work.
You haven't seen
working
it?
on it.
No,
Oh,
I've seen the meme.
I think we were gonna show it to you after the last show, and we never did. Oh, I
you
gotta
watch
show it
that,
to you.
and then that Jon Snow video I was talking
Yeah.
about.
Chaos. It's literally like you're gonna be sick of the world chaos by the end of that fucking
Yeah.
trailer. That's all that is in the comments.
It's a really
pretty
terrible
ridiculous.
trailer for a game that, having heard what people said after playing the demo on PS5, people said, "Oh, it's actually pretty good."
It's actually a shame because everybody was saying they're like, actually, it's like really good combat and it's like a pretty good like
Well,
demo.
because it's the
overall.
Devil May Cry guy working on it.
Oh, there you go. That makes sense.
There you go. But
Point
yeah.
is, New World, that
Point
one
is,
that we just
New
mentioned, didn't really
World.
talk about.
I don't know.
Alex said he was pretty, excited about it because of it's kind of like Warhammer vibes he was getting from it.
Yeah, it was kind of like that fantasy world vibe from Warhammer because I'm the local Warhammer nerd here.
He made me buy it and I never played it. I played it with you once. I haven't played it since then.
Hey, I'm waiting for you to get on so we can play it more.
Well, maybe I need an invite, boy.
But no, I changed my mind because it's an MMO and I don't do MMOs really.
What? Oh, about New World?
Yeah, I mean, it looks interesting. I like the idea that you can because a lot of the art style that, as far as I can tell, it really takes after the Empire faction and your character can look like that and I kind of just got the vibes just from because you can see wood elves, tree people. There's
Tree
there's,
people.
I can't remember too much of the rest of the trailer, but there's I don't know.
Basically, a lot of
Chaos
things that
demons,
didn't
sure.
look like from colonial America, so I have no idea why that's in the synopsis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't remember the part of history class where they taught us how full knights running through a field or full armor plated knights running through a field
Yeah,
in colonial
or
history.
mages or tree people.
Look,
Yeah.
look if you want the
Hey, we
real
weren't there. We don't know.
colonial fantasy, go play Greedfall. Greedfall, pretty good game.
True.
Not great game, pretty good.
Or you could
Good.
play Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah, that too.
Sorry, I had to bring up Assassin's Creed at least once.
That's
We
fair.
keep
Right.
bringing it up. But yeah, I feel like New World to me looks like Black Desert, where it's like
Yeah.
the combat looks flashy, but I have a feeling it's going to be like all right.
Look, Black Desert was fun, but God, was it grindy. And
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's going to get to a point where it's because it's buy to play, so it's like you just buy it and you play it. But wasn't that how Black Desert was too?
Yeah, it was.
So that was the worst part of it, was that you still pay for it, but then after that, it's like, oh, you want to unlock these other cool things? Oh, you better spend more money on it.
They also didn't have any dungeon matchmaker, which pissed me off.
Yeah, that's pretty lame.
Literally, all they were like, you have to do it yourself. I'm like, you think I'm social enough to actually take the time and effort to find four other
It's like, I'd
people?
rather just not play this part of the game.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Sorry, I'm watching Matt slowly unzip his thing. Oh, God.
But New World, I don't know. It's just gonna have to see. Again, I thought the age of MMO died when we were in sophomore, freshman year of high school. But
Same. I have a feeling. So here's what's gonna happen, right?
yeah.
You either have two things. It's either gonna be a terrible game, but people, because MMOs for some reason, people are just fucking. The people who play them are just gonna play them anyways,
Right.
even if they're considered bad. They're gonna end up playing them and putting a bunch of money into it, enough to make the game survive,
Right.
or at least possibly profitable, so that Amazon can still make more games. Or it'll actually be good, and maybe we'll actually enjoy it.
Right.
But I doubt the second one. I'm more of either on the first one, or it's just going to fail so miserably it's just going to die, and Amazon's going to stop making games.
with all these new every new MMO has to compete with the monster that is Final Fantasy 14 and World of Warcraft, which are still going strong as far as I know.
True.
Mhm.
Yeah, very much so. And then you also have SWTOR that's trying to come back.
Which God bless them, because I admit
They're coming
still,
back with new stuff right
I
now.
know a lot of their
Hey.
stories can be pretty
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
They're coming back. I don't know if they're doing a graphical upgrade, which is the biggest thing that I feel like they need to upgrade.
Oh
Honestly.
yeah.
But they're coming back with new stories that I guess they're trying to do more towards new players. So I don't know. And I think they said they're adding new like fighting styles and shit like that. So they're adding like a decent amount of mechanics. I just hope they do a graphical upgrade because that was my biggest issue. It was like, at this point, like I tried to re-download, but I looked at the gameplay and like I can't. I'm like, it's still like, it's definitely showing its age.
Well, it's also hard when you try to do like the story missions, but the plants are dead because no one's actually doing them or on those planets anymore. Cause later shit.
True. Yeah. Well, yeah, honestly. So it's hard for MMOs because you have that where like the actual player base is so high at this point that if you're trying to do anything other dungeons or something like that, you're either going to have one other person join you or it's going to be just nobody and you're just waiting there forever to see if you can get somebody to join you.
Yeah.
Or you'll get some random ass high dude that's just bored and wants to go and like, I'll redo the very first dungeon you can do and just one-shot everything.
Yeah.
So that's my issue with MMOs as well. At least the long-living ones.
Yeah. They got a large hump to get over. Amazon, Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, good luck, Jeffy B.
Jeffy B, even though he's not CEO of Amazon.
I'm pretty sure he's not even CEO anymore. I don't think he gets anything from it anymore because he's not CEO.
No, he always gets it, much like Todd Howard and Phil Spencer. They have everything to do with whatever they're associated with.
Yeah. Obviously, Phil Spencer is the only one doing anything at Xbox.
Of course,
obviously.
yeah.
Todd Howard is the whole reason for everything that
Todd
happens.
Howard, it's just Todd Howard in a tiny little dimly lit office just typing away code.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Also, can we just talk about how Elder Scrolls 6 is apparently still in the design phase?
Yeah, I kind of saw that coming.
Well, I know, but like, what the fuck, Todd Howard?
I like, again, he's just further cementing how everybody blames Todd Howard for everything.
I know, look, it's not his fault, I know, but like, at this point, it's like a meme, so...
Yeah.
The thing is, games are becoming so much more difficult to make, and while I get it, it's also sad that you can tell that there are also...
It's been 11 years.
I know, but but what I'm saying is that there are trends that game developers have been following, which you can tell have had
10 years.
a just incomparable impact on like their release schedules. If you look at what Rockstar used to pump out, they used to make games like almost like bi-yearly or like every year. As soon as they discovered microtransactions with GTA 5, I've come to really hate GTA 5 just because of how much it has just like killed the creativity of like Rockstar outside of like, yes, of course Red Dead 2 was awesome and a great game and a great story. But I just wish that we spent like 2 fewer generations trying to convince the world that GTA 5 wasn't like okay, and then like got maybe like more things.
Well, I feel like the big appeal of GTA 5 is kind of because realistically, at least when I was a kid, when I played GTA, I never actually did the story. I just drove around doing random shit. So the fact that GTA Online was basically just a big sandbox for you to create your own character and just do that, that was the big appeal of it. And for some reason, it has just fucking survived for that long.
Oh, God,
I mean,
GTA 4 sucks.
GTA 4 lasted that long, too, if you think about it.
Well, that's because that was the only game they had. And even their online was like, all right. Like, it was just mostly like match. I mean, you kind of got to drive around a little bit from what I remember, but it was like, wasn't as cool
did,
because
like, cops and robbers.
Yeah, you were able to do stuff like that.
We would always drive at like a swing set to just fly up in the air.
See, like that's what I'm saying. Like stuff like that was still fun, but the downside was it wasn't your own character. You couldn't have your own house. You couldn't do your own fucking business. You couldn't just you couldn't make your own. You couldn't feel like you were successful. I feel like that's what the big appeal of GTA 5 is, that like you're like, yeah, I have all this fucking money. Like I worked for all this shit. But the downside is they add fucking jet bikes and DeLoreans and they have rockets and shit. So it's like it got to a point where, like you were saying with MMOs, the problem is like you have, imagine like just the level 50 people, but in a small world and not in a different instance, and they're able to kill you.
Yeah.
So it's like they get to a point where they're so bored, all they have to do is go around and start killing people.
Well, and that's the thing. All the stuff you just described sounds great. I just wish that the game didn't have to make me go through the most boring gameplay possible in order to get money, in order to do the fun stuff.
I feel like it's not boring. I feel like recently they've been. It's mostly like the heists and stuff. So if you're not doing heists, you're honestly doing it wrong.
But even if you're doing heists, like they don't give you nearly
Yeah,
enough money.
you do have to. Yeah, you have to do it over. It is more of just a slog. It's the grind of just being like, I'm doing these 5 heists over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, so I can get money, so I can buy this one thing, so I can do these other heists over and over and over. Again.
Yeah, that's why there's a bunch of YouTubers that literally profit because they make guides on how to make $1 million as quickly so you can start your CEO business and start getting to the actual fun stuff. Because I until I learned how to kick people out of
I forgot about that.
In the public lobby, so I can start making money and finally get to the new heist that they released, Cayo Perico, and then just grind out on that to buy a bunch of stuff. Like that was when it was actually pretty fun for me because I can get all the content without having to pay a dime.
Right.
Out of pocket
right.
in real life.
But then even then, like at that point, there gets to a point where the novelty kind of ends. And you're like, okay, I'm still doing the same thing because it's the best way to get money. Because I feel like that was the issue with GTA 5 or GTA Online is that you find the best way to get money and that's the only thing you want to do because then everything else is pointless. Like you're like, my main mission in this game is to get money to buy other things. So if this is the best mission to do it, what's the point of doing anything else except for just doing this thing that gives me money?
Yeah, like the novelty of trying different things, and then obviously you just stick to one thing.
Well, right, yeah. Eventually, you try all these other things. You're like, okay, yeah. When it comes down to it, the only thing that's really giving me the worthwhile reward is this one mission.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's the biggest problem with GTA Online is that it does get repetitive like that at the end game of it all. But at the same time, like they just need to move on and make another GTA.
Where would you want the next GTA to be set?
Chicago.
I was gonna say
be
that. I was gonna
fucking
say I'd like that or maybe London.
The only reason I say Chicago, at least if you're keeping it to
Oi!
US, obviously
Bruh.
if you did actually Japan would be pretty cool. But if you're keeping it to the US, the reason I like Chicago is because you have the mixture of the Midwest, kind of how California had the upper like boonies they were doing.
Corn.
Yeah, well that's what I'm saying. You could have like your farmhouses and shit in the south, and then you have the big city in the north.
See, you said Japan, but Yakuza already exists.
True. But they could just make
I also
Americanized
thought of
Yakuza.
Sleeping Dogs for China.
True.
Oh yeah.
Dude, Sleeping Dogs, great game. They should have made more of those.
They should actually make another Sleeping Dogs. I'd be totally down with it. If it was just, if the second one obviously would be more modernized, they would have. Man, that game could be really good if they really fucking put work into it.
That's why I want. Oh, what's the detective Yakuza game called? Judgment. I want to get Judgment and Judgment Lost or
I'm
whatever.
sure
Yeah,
Lost
Judgment.
Judgment. I'm sure eventually it'll be on Game Pass.
Probably.
Like legit, it'll eventually just go on Game Pass. If it's ever on Xbox, don't buy it. It'll go on Game Pass. All of the Yakuza's already there. You already know fucking
That's
Judgment's
true.
gonna go there eventually.
Sure.
But
So
I
is
feel
that-
like my biggest issue. Sorry, I was gonna say my biggest issue with Rockstar right now is that they put out Red Dead Redemption 2, but the Red Dead Online, they just like at least try to do some work like GTA Online. Like at least give us the option to buy a fucking ranch. I don't know, something. But like it's just so like it's like imagine GTA Online, but you have nothing to put the money to.
Here's the issue though. With GTA, they could excuse multiple people living in a similar area because you'd have the garage to an apartment building, as opposed to a ranch is going to be one place on a map that is people just spawn out of randomly.
They already do that with houses in GTA though.
Yeah, I guess there are houses. I guess I've just never owned a house.
Oh, I own a house.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do the same thing with houses.
Okay.
See, like, I get that, but at the same time, if they have enough ranches, it's going to be the same thing in GTA, where, yeah, they have a ton of houses to buy, and everybody could buy the same house, but it got to a point where, like, not everybody's buying the same exact house, you know?
Right.
So
I
I
get it.
feel like it would be fine, but I do get it, like, especially if there's a part of the map that's, like, most popular, they'd probably just buy whatever's in that part of the map and just fucking have, like, 20 billion people there.
Then you have to build your own house like they do in the campaign.
That'd be kind of cool.
Spend 3 hours like John Martin just
But
building
then right before,
fences.
but like you're at 99% completion, right before you finish it, someone kills you and then you lose your house.
Yeah.
Jesus. It's not that they come and, like, burn it down or some shit
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Oh god, if you had to actually worry about people burning down your house, that'd be terrible. All right.
Don't worry, I got horse insurance.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot about that.
Goodness.
Moore's Mutual.
Well, thank you all for listening to this week's episode of The Critical Spectrum. This was episode 24. We were joined here by Alex from the block.
It changes every time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it changes every single time we say it.
Well, because the original name it was a play on like Jenny from the block.
Who the fuck is Jenny from the
Oh
block?
my God, Jennifer Lopez.
Where the fuck is from the block from? Like what?
Is that a
God.
movie?
The
Is that a
Grown-up.
movie? Is that a?
Just
I
just
pull
don't-
up.
just don't.
It's the grown up.
It's the
Everybody.
grown-up.
He pulls
Fuck.
up.
Oh, fuck.
No, he grows up.
He grows
I
up
grow
down the
up.
street. Fuck.
At the Crit Spectrum
Let's
on
go
Twitter,
down the block.
the Critical Spectrum on Instagram.
us.
We're also on YouTube.
Critical
New
Spectrum.
episodes every Monday, 10 a.m. Central Time, wherever podcasts are found. And the versions go up. The video versions go up on YouTube a week later, Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central Time. You can also follow my blogs where I write stuff, and links in the description to everything else we discussed. We went on a lot of tangents. This is going to be a fun set of time codes to make up tonight. But thank you all for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.